In this video, we will see how to reposition a layer in our web map using the ArcGIS API for Python. Open up the map content reposition.py script from the web map settings folder. The reposition method is new as of ArcGIS API for Python version 2.4.0, and we can access this method through the map object content property, which is a map content object, and then the reposition method. So let's head over to the documentation for this method. Here we have the documentation for the reposition method for the map content object. This will allow us to reposition a layer in the map contents layers. We do this by specifying the index of the current layer you want to move and what index it should be moved to. So we have two required parameters, a current index and a new index. Let's head over to ArcGIS Online. Here we have the current state of our web map. We are going to grab our NPWS group layer and move it up one rung in the ladder. Our NIAH layer will then be at the bottom of the list with NPWS sandwiched in between that and the county boundaries layer. So let's head over to PyScripter. We first access ArcGIS Online. We then use the content manager get method and supply in our web map item ID, which I'll paste in now for my notepad. The get method returns an item object which will assign to a variable called web map item, and we'll use that item object to create our map object, which will assign to a variable called web map. In the previous section, we saw this function for getting the layer index by name, where we can feed in our web map item and the name of the layer we want to get the index for. This function will search the operational layers for the title where it matches our layer name and return the index if it was found or none if not. We'll first call that get layer index by name function, supply in our web map item as the web map item and our layer name as our NPWS group layer. Our layer index variable will be an integer representing the index. If we found our layer in the web map, we're going to reposition that layer. So we call our map object content property, which is a map content object, and the reposition method. We have two required parameters. The first is the current index, which is our layer index variable, and then the index that we want to move to, so the new index, and we'll set this as 1. We could see that our NPWS group layer was at the bottom of the list of layers in our web map. That's index 0, and we're going to move it 1 up. Because we are calling a method to alter our web map, to alter our map object, we need to call the map object update method to commit the change. So let's run the script. Our script is complete. Let's head over to ArcGIS Online and check out the result. Here we can see our NPWS group layer sits at the bottom of the list. Let's refresh the map and see how it looks. And we can see that our NPWS group layer has moved up 1 in the list and is now in between county boundaries and our NIAH. In this video, we saw how we could reposition a layer in the web map by choosing a new index for that layer to sit in the operational layers.